Welcome to Shadow PV. Today I want to introduce my second PV system. Here in the title stands PV system in the shadow of my house, and we will see in the next slide. This is our house here. Here you can already see the first system with the 8 modules heading south, and this time in this area on the carport with the integrated garage, I want to build in do-it-yourself manner east-west system. The advantage is that it's accessible in winter, that I can clean it from the snow. We have some snow here in this area, but you can already also see here there's the shadow of the house. This is a picture taken in summertime. In wintertime the shadow is even longer, and so I had to find a solution how shadow fixing is possible, that I do not make the same mistake as in the first system. Also, I would like to encourage you that if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you ring the bell you don't miss my next videos. There are coming a lot of videos. I also have a German channel. There are many more videos, and time by time I want to translate them to English to publish them on this channel. So the thumbs up is very important for us little YouTubers, that our videos get seen, and so I can produce much more content. So for the modules, I've chosen the Yay Solar Gem5R 72-220. They are producing 220 watt peak. They are second-hand modules. They were very cheap last summer when I bought them. By this time they are twice the price, I think. So perhaps it's not so a good idea to buy these second-hand modules. But last year it was a good idea because of the cheap prices. Yeah, this time I calculated first, for not to do the same mistakes as with my first system. Here you can see I modeled the house in PV Sol and the carport versus garage, and I want to install 24 modules. That's 8 rows with 3 columns, and this means 5.28 kilowatt peak. So a little bigger than the first system. And you can see here with a Fronius Sumo 4.5 inverter, it would be 2,946 kilowatt hours per year. The Fronius Sumo has a shadow fixing, not like the Grovat inverter. So says the manual. I don't believe on shadow fixing in strings, as I told you in the last video. So another solution would be to use Solar Edge with optimizers. It's calculated to be about 10% more yield. I also calculated for the Hoymiles HM-1500. These are micro inverters. This means each module has its own inverter, and so the yield is about the same as the Solar Edge system, but at a lower price than the Solar Edge plus the optimizers. Here is a picture of the Hoymiles microinverter. You can see there are 4 inputs here. I've chosen to connect 2 modules in parallel per input. This is no problem for the shadow. So in a string in series, if one module has shadow, then both modules won't bring any yield. But with 2 modules in parallel, this is not such a problem. Only the module with the shadow don't bring as much yield. And a nice feature of the Hoymiles is that you can buy the DTU, and so you can monitor each input, and I will show you another picture later where we can see the monitoring. Yeah, the substructure. Because the garage is included in the carport. There's some step in it, and you could not buy a standard substructure, so I had to construct my own one. So I bought 100 meters of these 40 to 40 millimeters aluminum profile. They are connected with these cross connectors from wood. I needed around 100 pieces also, and 32 of both of these clamp types. The end clamps at the end of the row and the middle clamp between the modules. Another part of the substructure is these connectors here for the 10 degrees of angle for the modules, and I didn't find a solution where to buy it, so I milled them by myself, also from 4mm aluminum, and this works perfectly. I don't know why you can't buy these ones, but they are great. So this is what it looks like after installing. What's missing here in the pictures is the ballast here. I put it 50 kilograms on each row so that the wind could not blow it away. And you can see here are some trees shading, but they are already cut, and so this problem is not existing anymore. But you can also see here the shadow of the house, and this goes over each modules around the day because the shadow is wandering. Yeah, what are the results? I put off my webcam that you can see better. Here are the forecast values from PV Soul, and this is the real world yield that I get from the Hoymiles portal, and you can see it's quite matching. In January it was 120%, and there were some other months where it was under the estimation, but all in all it's nearly as estimated over the whole year. So I'm very satisfied. Everything worked as expected. Here you can see the single monitoring of the inputs. This is from the Hoymiles app or the portal and the web. You can place the marker here as which hour is for interest, and you can see on each hour where the which module brings which yield. In my system, as already told, there are 2 modules in parallel, and on this picture there was some alignment issue because I think this module is in real world this one, but I have to fix this in the portal. This is no problem, you can drag and drop it, and so you can fix it to your individual installation. So this is a great thing because you can detect malfunctions, and you can have a look if there's a bad connection of a wire or a connector or something like this. Yeah, how does the return of invest look like? Because of the second-hand modules, I had only 3,500 euros of investment. And it's very important to do it yourself because otherwise it's much more expensive. And as calculated with our energy consumption and the prices for grid feed in and so on, and the less energy consumption where I don't have to buy as much energy, it means that in the 6th year I am on the plus side. Also, when you have a look at the whole 21 years that are expected that the system should run, it's nearly 10,000 euros that you can earn with this investment. So for a conclusion, even if you don't have the perfect situation because of shadow and so on, it's possible to build a PV system there, but you have to be aware that you have to use microinverters when you have these problems, and then it's also necessary to do a return of invest calculation. If you have to buy expensive modules, new ones, perhaps you get some better yield. This is also possible, but the costs are much more, and so you have to calculate and have to think of a return of invest is possible. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, that more users get to see my videos. Subscribe to my channel, and if you ring the bell, you don't miss my next videos. I promise there are much more to come in the next week. I have some more time yet, and I hope to see you soon. Yours, Helmut.